Since India's first impact bond in 2014, outcome-based financing, also known as OBF, has rapidly expanded, mobilizing over $55 million, impacting over 5 million people and spanning 3 sectors. Despite this growth, many nonprofits remain uncertain about how to participate in outcomes-based financing projects. They ask themselves, what capacities are essential? What do we need to do differently? Do we need third-party assessment? Is our program the right fit for outcomes-based financing? To address these challenges, the British Asian Trust, ISDM, and Atma, with support from 361 Foundation and City India, have developed the Outcomes Readiness Tech Tool. This tool enables nonprofits to self-assess their readiness for outcomes-based financing and access valuable resources. Our approach involved in-depth research, a literature review, and consultations with over 20 stakeholders, including donors, investors, nonprofits, enablers, and experts with real-world experience in outcomes-based financing projects in India. First, let us understand what outcomes-based financing is. In a traditional grant, a donor provides funds to a nonprofit to implement specific activities. While the nonprofit delivers these activities, the intended outcomes may or may not be achieved. In outcomes-based financing, at least a portion of the funding is dispersed only when the agreed-upon outcomes are successfully delivered. The core principle of all outcomes-based financing instruments is to link funding to outcomes, emphasizing the delivery, evaluation, and achievement of these outcomes. The Outcomes Readiness Tech Tool is based on the Outcomes Readiness Framework, visualized as a jigsaw puzzle where 3 different pieces, outcomes culture, organizational capabilities, and program maturity, come together to form an outcomes-ready nonprofit. A nonprofit needs these organizational and programmatic competencies to function effectively in any context. However, readiness for outcomes-based financing introduces additional demands on some of these competencies, referred to as plus competencies. Firstly, an outcomes culture is a shared commitment across all levels to prioritize and achieve outcomes. It includes 3 types. Performance culture, which emphasizes accountability for outcomes by setting clear goals and targets and continuously tracking progress. Knowledge and learning culture, which drives continuous improvement through evidence-based, data-driven decision-making. And innovation culture, which promotes informed risk-taking, agility, and flexibility in decision-making. Secondly, organizational capabilities serve as the backbone of a nonprofit. The additional plus competencies include leadership style that drives an outcomes culture, featuring adaptive planning, devolved decision-making, and iterative implementation. Outcomes-oriented people management, which focuses on aligning staff roles, skills, and development with targeted outcomes and supporting a performance-driven culture. Risk management and mitigation, ensuring risks that impact outcomes are clearly identified, monitored, and managed. Effective stakeholder management for achieving outcomes requiring alignment on shared goals, consistent outcome measurement and targets, role clarity, joint governance, and transparent communication. Financial flexibility and cash flow management to support adaptability. Thirdly, program maturity embodied in a strong program and delivery model is essential for being outcomes ready. The additional plus competencies include a demonstrated track record of delivering outcomes, operational excellence in delivering the intervention with high quality standards, consistency, and the agility to adapt. Data-driven performance management involving the monitoring, collection, analysis, and use of data to guide implementation and achieve outcomes. An understanding of the relationship between costs and outcomes. Thus, outcomes culture, organizational capabilities, and program maturity interlock, creating a virtuous and reinforcing cycle that makes a nonprofit outcomes ready. We invite you to take our Outcomes Readiness Survey for nonprofits. It will assess your readiness across 12 organizational and programmatic competencies. You will receive scores reflecting your readiness and gain access to valuable guides and resources to help enhance your outcomes readiness.